child, just consult with your doctors. I mean, whatever you would.
Do you want to ask those questions? Are you sure?
Sure.
All right.
I mean, I don't mind, but
Well, if you'd like to ask them, we can say, hey, this is,
I
broad enough
really
interest.
not throw out 5 years old, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because it's such a rarity, but there are a lot
And
of
the
2 or
phone is
3
still
year old
ringing. You hear
listeners.
that? Mm-hmm. They're calling in this morning.
that's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the one I'd like y'all to stay away from because it's really controversial.
So what, breastfeed
Nursing
5-year-old?
5-year-olds, because usually some of those kids have like Down syndrome and health
If
problems.
I'm thinking it, other people are thinking it too.
But it's really rare.
You want to jump in and ask questions with us?
Okay,
Go ahead.
So, Robin, don't forget we're going to come back first to the winner.
And are we doing Lori?
Yeah.
No, okay. And when are we doing the ad for Katrina?
It can't be easy.
Oh,
Can't it just be easy, right?
Yeah.
why don't we do that right before the next break?
Okay,
And then I'll do Tony bringing us back from the break.
all right. Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll read Tony's commercial when we come back and tell people to go see our sponsors. And then at the end of that segment, then you'll do it.
Oh, the phone is still ringing. That's awesome, Judge.
You know, Dr. B, I'm glad we play this song now and not at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Because we don't want people to jump out of bed with a good feeling and they might have a heart attack.
I don't know. That's the way you wake up every morning, isn't it? With a good feeling.
It's a good feeling, but I don't know if I want to wake up to that music. I might jump out of bed and have a heart attack. I don't know. But folks, welcome back. You are with On Point with JP and Dr. B. In studio, we have Cleo Marchese. She is an internationally board certified lactation consultant. Also joining us in studio this morning now is our station manager and producer, Robin Valatudo. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, gentlemen. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I don't expect much.
Well,
Morning, Robin.
I'm pretty excited. Our sponsors have done a great job helping us bring you this valuable information. So go to our website at jpanddrb.com, visit our sponsors, and let them know that you're listening. You know, one of our sponsors is the Italian Villa, one of my favorite restaurants. Does this crisp fall weather have you craving a delicious hand-tossed New York-style pizza or fresh homemade pasta? Perhaps you have your heart set on veal piccata, chicken cacciatore, or lobster ravioli. Chef Tony and his skilled staff at the Italian Villa in Allen will work their magic in the kitchen and make your dreams come true. Complete your Italian culinary experience with any of their fresh brewed cappuccinos or espressos with their classic tiramisu Italian dessert. Tell them JP and Dr. B sent you, and you will get a free appetizer when you try out one of their incredible entrees. Is it time for you to book your holiday gatherings? Whether it's an intimate dinner with your family and friends or a large party with coworkers, Chef Tony will provide your guests with a meal they will long remember. The Italian Villa, located on Greenville at Main Street, has been serving the Allen area for over 20 years with fresh homemade Italian food made with only the finest ingredients. Go by today and treat yourself to a taste of Italy. Visit ItalianVillaAllen.com or find them on the JP and Dr. B website for more information. And Dr. B, I can tell you, I've held my Christmas parties there the last couple of years.
All right. It's a great place to eat. I do know that. Chef Tony fixes up a fine meal.
He sure does. So go out and visit the fine meal. Yeah, Robin.
Because we just, we had our team dinner out there, and we're still talking about it. And I think that was like 2-3 months ago. And if you are going to go there and you're a spicy fan, you've got to try out an original dish. Dr. B, I think you had it, and I ate off your plate. It was the jalapeno chicken parmesan.
Yeah, and it was delicious. It was fantastic. In fact, I think Chef Tony, if you're listening, we need that again.
Texas Italian.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, we have got a winner of our Sea Life Aquarium Family 4-pack. Is our winner on the air? Hey, good morning. Who do we have this morning? Oh, hey, Beth from Plano. Good morning.
Welcome.
Congratulations. You are a winner of a family 4-pack to Sea Life Aquarium out at Grapevine Mills. Do you have some little ones that you can take out there? Oh, wow. So that works out perfect then.
They will have a great time.
Well, thank you for tuning in, Beth. You have a great time. Stay on the line because Action Jackson is going to get your information so we can get you those tickets.
You have a
Thank you.
great day.
All right. Well, let's get back to breastfeeding. I mean, what a topic. I mean, I had no idea it was so controversial. And I mean, so controversial, we've actually drug Robin into studio from her car because she has a burning question to ask.
Yes, I was definitely intrigued listening, and I'm so glad that you brought breastfeeding in the workplace and how you get acclimated to that, and the responsibility of company owners to provide, accessibility for that. But beyond that, and this is only from my own family's experience, my sister, she had a horrible time breastfeeding because it was so painful that she ended up going to the bottle. And I will say, my niece has had a lot of ear problems, a lot of diarrhea, just a lot of health issues for such a little girl.
Actually, that's probably one of the number one reasons women do stop breastfeeding, because it's painful. And mainly the reason it's painful is because something is going wrong. Breastfeeding should never, ever hurt. I mean, you should feel a strong tug occasionally, but it shouldn't hurt. Some of the reasons that babies, have trouble breastfeeding can be anatomical. You've heard of things like tongue-tied. That usually means that they cannot move their tongue correctly. So instead of pulling enough of the breast tissue back into the mouth, it ends up only being the nipple that is trapped between the baby's tongue and the roof of the mouth. So it's kind of this grinding sensation, and it is intensely painful. Sometimes babies can have something where they have something called a lip tie, and it means that there's also a piece of skin on their top lip that's extremely tight that makes it difficult for them to achieve a really tight seal. And because of this, they're constantly clicking and coming on and off of the breast, and that also causes pain. Another thing is just simple positioning. We see that probably 99% of the time. Most women, it's called breastfeeding for a reason. There's supposed to be a significant amount of the areola, which is the dark part of your breast, into the baby's mouth. If you're just inserting a nipple, I guarantee you, ladies, it's going to hurt. That nipple is supposed to be way back in the baby's mouth, past the tongue and past the hard palate. And I think that's probably the biggest problem. It's just really poor positioning. We see it every time.
So instead of just giving up on it, take the time, get the consultation, and work through it.
Exactly. Get some help. I mean, you'd be surprised. I've actually had mothers hug me and just, start tearing up, after I show them with just a few simple adjustments how to breastfeed correctly, and it literally doesn't hurt instantaneously. And that's the problem with breastfeeding. I think we addressed this earlier. It's not something that you see, so most women don't know how to do it. And I think it's interesting because, my daughter has breastfed both of my grandchildren, and she grew up around a lot of breastfeeding women. So she was able to latch her child on first time without any help from any of us.
Well, another controversy, Dr. B, I don't know if you have had this come up in any of your practice discussions as well, but when is the age to stop breastfeeding?
Well, I'm going to stick with the American Academy of Pediatrics on that one. And also WHO, the World Health Organization. Breastfeeding is usually recommended exclusively for the first 6 months, 1 year with complementary foods for the American Academy of Pediatrics, and for, WHO recommends it up to 2 years, and after that, anytime, is the mother and baby desires to stop breastfeeding.
So it's kind of a natural thing a lot of times that there just comes a time when the mother or the baby knows that, okay, so maybe it's time to wean off the breast?
Yeah, we call that child-led weaning, where you just kind of slowly, stop breastfeeding. Your child is not going to nurse until they're in college, and you always hear about these horror stories about 5- and 6-year-olds nursing out in public, and I swear I have been a electrolyte leader for 15 years and a lactation consultant for, a while too, and I have never seen a 5 or 6-year-old. So if
we might see those scenarios,
you see it in the news, yeah, and it's like they'll find like 1 or 2, and then, but if you compare it to the millions of women who breastfeed in the world, it's like, come on, people.
Yeah, it's an anomaly that doesn't happen very often, but
no,
when it does,
and I'm not
people
criticizing women that do. There are reasons that women do nurse that long. Children have different nutritive needs, and they have different psychological needs, and there are usually, reasons that, babies or nurse that long, or children. And you have to remember that, you know, children are not born with a complete immune system. People always go, how come babies are born with almost no immune system? Because they were meant to be augmented with, you know, an adult immune system from their mother. Every time a mom breastfeeds their baby, she's giving her baby more antibodies. It's just like a constant shot of, you know, immunological properties until the baby can slowly develop an immune system. It's called a non-inflammatory way to build your immune system.
Is the length of breastfeeding also cultural? You know, United States is a cultural melting pot today.
It's definitely cultural, and people think that most people in the United States don't breastfeed that long, but I have to tell you, there's a bunch of closet breastfeeders, and it's probably more in, I would say, rural communities that people have always breastfed for a long time, and it's never, you know, considered to be a big deal. I think it's something that was really funny was a story that I read back in the Puritan times, that one of the preachers thought it was annoying that some of the 2 or 3 year olds nursing in church were making too much noise, and they needed to learn to nurse a lot more quietly. And that's like a historical text I read that I thought was hysterical.
Well, you know, and also for folks that are wanting to know, okay, where do you find this? Prove this to me. Well, you can go to Milk Genomics, and that's GENOMICS, and that's from-mothers-out-to-milk. So again, that's milkgenomics.org, and then look for Mothers Out to Milk. Also, if you're wanting to know about baby facts, you can go to www.notmilk.com and find all these facts that Cleo is talking about. She's been so kind to send us numerous articles on the health benefits, the psychological benefits, the physical benefits. You know, one of the things that we haven't talked about is SIDS. And SIDS is kind of a dangerous thing. I mean, you talk about heartbreaking that you have a healthy baby, everything's going great. You wake up in the morning and the baby has passed away in their crib. I mean, does breastfeeding help take away from the possibility of a SIDS death?
Yes, it does. Breastfeeding does significantly reduce the risk of SIDS. You know, the main reason is because of all the immunological properties in breast milk. It does help support the baby's immune system. Breastfed babies are a little bit stronger. They have a little bit more robust respiratory system. And a lot of times breastfed babies tend to sleep very close to their mother, and they fall into something called syncopated rhythm when they're sleeping. So they breathe at the same pattern of their mother, and they do not fall into REM sleep so deeply.
All right, well, folks, stay tuned. We're going to release our family freebies and finish our conversation with Cleo Marchese. Stay tuned with On Point with JP and Dr. B. When we come back,
We'll lead with this.
go straight to the commercial.
It's really good. Thanks.
Hey,
guys.
thanks, Robin. Huh? Thank you.
JP,
Yeah.
twisting in your chair, like I can hear that in my ear, so just be careful that you probably want to stay still while your mic is hot.
Oh my God, I'm not able to stay still. Can I bring my own chair in?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
That might be going a little far.
That sucks.
We can bring some WD-40.
WD-40.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was going to say that about the door. I'm like, I'm like, oh my
Well, the
God.
good thing is you're not doing that while you're on the air, so it might not matter.
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty
Great
exciting stuff.
information.
This is great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we might want to create like a breastfeeding corner or something, and like once a month have her come on and talk about the
It'd
techniques of
probably be
breastfeeding.
easier than throwing all of this together in one big
So,
Yeah.
we're here talking about breastfeeding today. I mean, very exciting stuff. We have Cleo Marchese in. Didn't realize that it was anywhere near as controversial as it is. If you have any comments or any questions, or if you have anything you'd like to say, go on our Facebook page at JP and Dr. B, or go on our website and send us some comments in at jpanddrb.com. You can also find us on YouTube at JP and Dr. B. You'll find this on YouTube right after the show, and we're so excited to be providing all this information for you. If you have a topic request, please send it in, because more than likely we know somebody that can come in and help us get to where you need to be. So make it a great Thursday morning and get ready for Family Freebies. So I'm pretty excited about Family Freebies. I'm about to smoke you.
You're definitely going to smoke me
I'm
today.
going to smoke you on this one. I got you today. Oh, you know what, too? I think I'm going to ask you. Friday is our disastrous dates.
Okay.
And so I'm going to ask you about a disastrous date you had before we go off there. That'll be our lead into tomorrow's show.
Okay. Let me think about one.
Or just make it up.
No, I actually have one.
Oh,
that
most people do.
It's really